What's going on YouTube? It's your man San from the Mars and Maz channel. Today I am bringing you an awesome another Team Mars collaboration video with my friend Chris, who should be here. Go ahead and chime in.
What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? This is Chris from the Mars Anomalies channel, guys. Yeah, this is another cool one, so yeah, let's rock this.
Okay, this is going to be another background tampering photo, but this is the last one that I actually put out was on Viking 1 lander. Now, this is going to go show you that these cover-ups go back to Pathfinder. Pathfinder's mission was in the 70s as well as the Viking lander, and I brought Chris from Mars Anomalies in on this video because I checked out this video. Okay, I checked out the photo and I analyzed it for myself. But when I brought it to Chris's attention, Chris put his thoughts and his analysis and his enhancements in it that I think that this is going to be an awesome, very explosive video because now you can get both perspectives, myself and Chris, and we're going to show you some amazing stuff in this photo. So, go ahead, Chris.
All right, well, like I said, you know, the cool thing about this video is once we get into this, we're going to show you what we think these things are. And that's the best way to do this. It's not to prove each other wrong, of course. It's just to simply say, hey, look, this is what I think this may be. And we don't know if this is inverted or just standard, meaning there's a regular picture, or it's inverted. But this is the picture you can get. And it's from the NASA.gov, and you can see it right here at the upper left. And, of course, you guys will always get the link. You know how we roll on these videos. Okay, so now in the background here, this is what, now this was, Santo is the one who found this. I mean, he was just like, and I don't know about you, Santo, but I look at the back of this, and when you zoom into this, this is crazy, because watch this. It somewhat looks normal, okay, mountains way in the background, but you can see a fine line right here.
Exactly.
It's almost like they just said, hey, let's just plant these mountains here to make them look like it's really far off in the distance. Now, of course, you guys get the last word, and you can tell us what you think. Is this the real deal or not? But, okay, so let's jump into this. And I want to let Santo take the helm here, because here's the thing. Once you, again, here's your background, and the one he found last time, oh my God, that was phenomenal. I mean, he sniffed this thing out like a bloodhound. And, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was like, holy crap, dude, you're onto something here. So I'm going to let him rock with this. So go ahead and take it away.
All right, thank you very much, Chris. Like Chris said, I took this initiative to go ahead and look for different background tampering photos. Now, from my previous video on Viking Lander, we found an amazing amount of anomalies that were presented in the background. Of course, you need to go ahead and enhance them, and if you do the same thing, you will achieve the same results. But I looked at this photo and I knew that there was something wrong with it. Okay, so what we're going to go ahead and do is can you zoom me in, Chris? Just a little bit on this photo.
Just go ahead and hit right here on your zoom and go ahead and click on it.
Perfect. All right, so we're going to go ahead and zoom it in a little bit. If this works. Okay, here we go. If, like Chris said, you can notice, number one, what struck me as anomalous is the background is too white. That is the first thing right off the bat. I mean, this is a patched together photo. NASA did compile all these photos together to make a panoramic view of Pathfinder's landing site. The first thing that struck me was the background. Like, you know the way I do this, guys. If you notice that there's a white background, you know, to me, that sets off a red light in my head. That sets off a siren.
Not to mention, I'm seeing right here, if you look right here at the bottom, you can see where it's been pixelated and something's there. But look at the way this horizon is. You're absolutely right.
The horizon, the first thing you're going to know when you guys check out a NASA photo, if you see a white background, that's got to set something off in your head that you know that there's going to be some type of cover-up present in these photos. And guess what, guys? From just me adjusting, okay, the levels on this photo, I want to show you something. This is my adjustment to just the levels of the photo. Now, it is not a total, complete enhanced photo, but like I said, we have multiple layers here, and we're going to go ahead and get in depth with this photo. The first layer, I mean, check it out. I don't even need to say anything to you guys for you guys to notice that. Look at these objects in the background. This is what struck me as anomalous right off the bat. You have things here that actually look like domes or some sort of structures here in the background. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? Now, like I said previous in the Viking Lander video, if there was nothing present in the background here, this would be completely blank. Okay? So, You could, like we talked about also with the horizon line, now you can notice it. Once you bring all those levels down and you bring down your grays, your blacks, and your whites, you're going to see the horizon line does now change. Okay, let's go ahead and get you off to the side here, because those are not just the anomalies that I spotted. The middle of the photo actually looks like a sunset. Because of the amount of color that is in the photo, it looks like the contrast is blown out on purpose. That's another red flag for me, because you're going to get cover-ups. Okay, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. Now, if you take a look here on the left, okay, you're going to notice this patchwork in the background. And Chris, I know that you noticed these things as well. You can tell right off the bat that these are either this is manipulation, or these photos should not look like this. Even if you are going to create a panoramic view of a photo, these manipulations up here in the sky are not going to be present. It's going to be blank. Okay, that was the first layer that I actually noticed something was a little crazy here. Guys, if you hear my kids in the background, there's nothing I could do about it. I am a father, I am disabled, and I have kids. So if you hear them chiming in, I apologize in advance, but I do have kids.
Oh, don't worry. I feel your pain. I've got 3 of my own. But, I mean, worst case scenario, guys, I mean, it's no big deal. I mean, if he has to, he can go ahead and just mute there on Skype, and if he has to attend them, that's fine. You know,
but like I said,
life is life, you know.
Yeah, during the day, I have kids, and there's, you know, we try to bang out these videos as quietly as possible, but when the kids are up, you just can't, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So my second layer of adjusting got me to this. Okay, all I did with this photo now was create another levels adjustment, and you can tell, I mean, you don't even need to say anything about these photos, but once we get into these layers that Chris and I have adjusted, this is truly going to blow your mind. Now, I say that because only 2 level adjustments here, and look at what we have. I'm sorry to get you guys seasick. I don't want to go ahead and move this too fast, but we did have video issue lags on previous videos. So you did notice here that we have domes or structures, and that's what struck me as anomalous right off the bat.
You know what I want to add real quick? I love the way you did this, because here's the thing. You have to go to the extreme on these pictures. Why? Because it's clearly a blank slate. So in order to pop up what they're trying to hide, you need to try to find forms. That's first and foremost. Me, when you first showed this to me, I was like, what in God's green earth is that? I mean, you can see something traveling from one thing to another right here.
Exactly.
Right and so right off the bat, you go, okay, well, it looks like a bunch of cheese puffballs, you know, to be quite honest. But you go, wait a minute. I didn't see that in a white photo, which had nothing in the background here at all. So what are these? And that's what got us really intrigued.
Okay. And thank you very much for that, Chris, because you are 100% right. And check this out, guys. Look at this. This is the photo before any enhancing at all. This is supposed to be Mars, okay? Now, if this is taking place on a 1970s photo of Mars, can you just imagine what is happening to the current Curiosity photos now? It just makes you wonder, right?
Oh,
now, through the second layer of adjusting, what really struck my interest is here. This looks like a sunset, right? Okay, let me get you over, guys, to the middle. This looks like the sun is being emitted from the back, right? But what really struck me as crazy is you could actually see that there's some light being hit here. Now, you have 3 colors that determine that something is a structure, or you can determine it whether it's pixelation or not. All this mess up here, I'm pretty sure it's NASA's manipulation, because they're trying to cover up. Wait till you see the layers on this photo. It's really gonna make you really think about what is going on here on Mars. Okay, and let me go ahead and get you guys over. Those structures and these pixel manipulations is what we knew right off the bat. There was definite cover up here. So I'm gonna go ahead and switch to this layer. Now this one. This layer is a little, this layer we went through levels adjustment, 2 level adjustments, and we sharpened it. So now you can see, you can get more of a general idea on what's taking place. Now you actually have more structures coming into your sight. You could see that those anomalous domes, guys, this could be vegetation, this could be biological, we don't know. All this up here, now you're starting to see something. You're starting to see structure, you're starting to see shape. Guys, from our previous videos, we have uncovered massive amounts of ancient ruins and all this other stuff. So why not here? This is the beginning of these Mars missions, right?
Hey, let me just add something real quick.
Go ahead.
I love the way when you went to the extreme on this, but check this out. You can see what looks like shapes and stuff in the background now, just kind of like coming up. And although it looks like pixelation is just nothing more than a photo artifacts, you'll see in a little bit, guys, this gets crazier.
Exactly. And you know what? Chris is absolutely right. You do notice that NASA will manipulate the photos, but then you have to look at this at like a pixel base. Like I said the last time, you have to look at the way these pixels are formed. Anybody can just adjust these photos and pull these things out, obviously. If there's still nothing in the background, you're still not going to get these kind of structures here. Okay? Now, like I said, only those 3 layers here are just level adjustments, and that just what ticked us off, as there's has to be something here, because like we said, this is the beginning of the Mars missions. This is the Pathfinder mission, and check it out, guys. Do you see anything in this photo now? It is completely blank, and that is exactly how NASA is brainwashing us, everybody, because they want us to believe that there is nothing there. Now, I'm going to go ahead and hand it over to Chris, because Chris, when he got his hands on this photo, he did some amazing things to this, and this is exactly why we bring you these Team Mars collaborations, to get everybody's thoughts in it. Everybody has a hand in Photoshop, and we guys, from our videos, we're getting better and better and better. And from that point on, I'm going to go ahead and send it over to Chris, and he's going to go ahead and show you what he found, and he's going to go ahead and walk you through his enhancements. So go ahead, Chris. It's up to you now, buddy.
Well, here's the thing. I mean, we're going to go over, and we already went over these particular anomalies, and what we're going to do here is we're going to try to show, you know, what he sees and what I see. And again, it's not about who's right or wrong. It's about different perspectives and perception.
Both brains on the same photo.
Right. So this is what we did. I'm going to move this up here. Now, guys, when I see pictures like that, I mean, he started off great, because you got to go to the extreme on these. You can clearly see there's nothing in this background. So now what I do is I invert. Right off the bat, I invert and then go to town on these pictures, see if I can find anything on the opposite side of the picture. Is the picture inverted? Is it normal? Knowing that they could take a background like this here and totally invert it, you never know. If it's been manipulated from here up, there's no way of knowing. So okay, so let's do this. Now this is what I did, just the natural colors, and just inverted it. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay. Now here's those big puffballs, I call them. But if you notice, there is some actual kind of weird shapes in there, and you go, okay, well, I'm not really seeing it. Look in the back. It looks like this white shapes type thing. Now this is just simply inverting the normal picture. This is not doing anything else but that. Okay, just look along the back here. There's different shapes and different... Okay, people go, well, those are artifacts. Well, they appear to be at first. And you can just see them all along the back. There's like different little pieces. See that? Okay. Now, let me go... This is a little bit not as bad. Now, what I did was I tried to get the... You go right here, you can get to the dodge tool and put it on mid-tones. You can see it here at the top. And what you do is you work these areas to see if you can bring anything out of it. So, excuse me. So what I did was I said, okay, let's just see what happens. Okay. By taking some of this off, now you can start to see a little bit more. There's starting to, like, there's shapes to them. It's not so buried. Okay. So I decided to get it even deeper. I just think there's a lot more to this picture. So then I said, okay, this is inverted right now. Okay. Let me just see what I got here. Okay. So what I do is I went back to the regular picture, black and whited it, and this is what I come up with. And
guys, sorry to interject, but this is where it's going to get crazy. So go ahead, Chris.
Yep. Well, like I said, worst case scenario, if you need to attend to them, just hit the mute on the Skype itself.
No problem.
But anyway, I mean, if you look at this right here, I'm going to zoom right in. Now, guys, to be honest with you, I don't know. I don't know whether this is the picture in the background, this sky area, if this is inverted or not. So I like to show you, at least I do, and I know Santos does at times too. Santos, he likes to change his around as well. But and because you want to see if which way is the real deal. Look at some of these things, these artifacts in the background, just the shapes. These are not just simple, photo artifacts or JPEG, right? JPEG artifacts. I mean, look at this stuff sticking up in the air, squares. And look at the way this stuff just comes out. Look at this, something coming out of that. I mean, if you look at every little piece here, there's like something in there. Now I'm just going to scan over this slowly, and if you want to add anything, go ahead and just...
Yeah, well, I actually do want to add something. Chris is right once again. When you see these type of manipulations, you don't know whether it's structure or if it is manipulation. And the reason why we invert them is because NASA's got a really sneaky way of going about these photos, okay? You notice from the Curiosity photos, there's some photos that you know are inverted because they just don't look right. This is, like I said in the beginning many times, from the 70s. Now, once you invert the photos and you play with the pixels and you enhance these photos, you are going to notice these structures here. Now, like Chris just said, you can either determine them as pixelation, manipulation, or whatever, but there are too many features in these structures to make us believe that these are pixel artifacts or JPEG artifacts. So we know that there is something here indefinitely, because NASA works on many planes, and they like to invert their photos, and that's exactly what's happening here. NASA is tricking us to believe that there is nothing in the background, but you can clearly see that there is structure. There are things here that are being hidden. So go ahead, man. I did needed to add that, because people keep asking, why do you invert? Why do you invert? Because NASA works on multiple planes, and they're going to deceive you in any which way they can.
Absolutely.
And it's up to us to go ahead and get that wool from over your eyes and to show you what is really being hidden from us. So I just wanted to make that a note.
Well, as you can see, I try to get rid of all the bright areas, because you don't want to be distracted by that. And here's the thing: by using this tool here, like I said, if you go into like burn tool, but you keep it at the midtones up in the upper left here, you can actually take this out, and what it'll do is it'll enhance. And you can see, I'm going to hit this next snapshot. See how like stuff starts to come down further and further. Why? Because it's in the picture.
Right.
By using the midtones, that's actually bringing out the detail. That's what you want. So then I went to the extreme. Well, not the extreme, but try to get everything back, meaning the same color as the actual anomalies. Okay. So now, just by looking at this alone, I'm going to show you this area. Look at, just some of
Chris,
these...
may I say something real fast? Just for the viewers that are watching, if you guys aren't aware, the burn tool makes things darker. The dodge tool is going to make things lighter.
Right.
And it's not gonna put a film on it. It's actually going to lighten the pixels that are present in the photo. The dodge tool will make it lighter, and the burn tool will make it darker. So we're not going over it. We're just bringing out the pixels that are already there. So
right.
I just want to
you're just changing the color of them, or the contrast, so to speak. So
right.
And that's what it's all about. And by using the like I said, as far as using the if you're using the burn tool itself, you use midtones. Now, if you use highlights, it will take out the white area. If you use the midtones, it actually brings out your actual details and the shapes of everything. So
exactly.
Okay. So this was pretty neat to me. You could just see, look at way up here. If you look at way up here, it looks almost like one of those God shacks they used to use in the Army up in the air. But, you could just see there's different shapes and different things laying around. Look at this. Just look around. It's blurry right now, and there's a reason for that. Because I wanted to try to get out any compression marks or any kind of, pixelations as much as possible. But you're going to see, I popped this a little bit better, and I'm going to show you this. Look at this right here, like this area right here. It has this, what looks like a round disc or some kind of round structure inside there on a square platform. So that's pretty cool. It's pretty amazing stuff here. And, like I said, just look at the different shapes and stuff like that. These are clearly not, look at the way this comes off. That's just crazy.
There. These are just not, sorry, Chris, these are just not JPEG artifacts. This is actual structure that is in the background. So.
All right. So now what I did was I did this. So I said, okay, let me go a little step further and just do a little sharpening. And I'm going to back out just a little bit so it doesn't get too grainy. And just to show everybody, just do a little pan kind of thing. Because, we don't want to make a 4-hour video of this. But to me, when I went to this side here, it looked like ruins to me.
It did.
Look at, even right here, it looks like levels. Like there's something coming down right here. Just these weird shapes. There's different things in here. It looks like, I don't know, I'm going to call it brick, if you will. It looks like it kind of come apart.
It does.
Look at right here. It looks like little structures in there. It's hard to tell what these things are, but look at this. I don't know. That's what I'm seeing, but keep in mind, this stuff is still manipulated. So what we're doing is we're dragging these things out between and the things that are not heavily, because you don't know what they're doing in this white area, if they're heavily bombarding one area and the other one not so much. So we don't know that. Okay. So what I did was, now I flipped this thing a little bit. Now I flipped it. Now I want you guys to tell me what you think this is, because this is even crazier. This may actually be manipulated. Check this out. Now, we have, both differences of opinion of what this stuff may be. And I don't mean that it's far off. Now, I was looking at this here. It looks like, almost like a rounded, if you were standing on the end of this thing, it looks like it'd be like a round roof, so to speak. And it's covered, this item. There's something sticking out from it. Maybe an opening right here. Different roofs are kind of like a rounded kind of thing. And then it has little structures and I'll call them windows, walls, whatever, underneath here and all kinds of other stuff. Now, you had a little bit of different,
what I see, yes, what I see here is, let me go ahead and zoom it out. How do we,
just go ahead and zoom
let me zoom out. Yeah, zoom out. Let me get, okay, that's perfect right there. Thank you very much. This here, now, in my opinion, what I see, this it looked kind of spooky to me, okay, because NASA's telling us there's no clouds, there's no storms or anything, but what I see here is this all up in the top here looks like there's some kind of a storm. And these, to me, these black parts here, they very well may be manipulations by NASA, but they look like clouds that are being stirred up in the sky and hitting and touching the ground. Now, what I saw right off the bat is that we have this hill here where the Pathfinder lander is, right? And now we have this. This very well may be another hill or an edge or a platform or whatever, because you could see obviously that there are things here. This line right here looks like a horizon line to me. Now, I know from the original photo that we actually showed you,
let me do this.
I'm sorry, thank you so much. You could see that the horizon line looks to be here. So when we enhanced it, okay, let me see, where are we? We're going to go to inverted, right? Is this it?
Should be down here.
There you go. Okay, now we're back. Thank you again. And you can see the horizon line looks to have changed, because now, for me, this looks like everything is so far off in the background. This looks like the horizon line to me. Chris was 100% right when he said that there are structures here. You're going to have to determine what you think 90-degree angles should not be present. I mean, if you do have pixelation in the photo, or if you do have manipulation in the photo, it's very possible. But look at this thing right here, guys. To me, this one actually, this looks like a step pyramid to me. Now, let me go ahead and get my pointer so this way I could knock some of that off. But if you could see it right here, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in as well. Let me go ahead and get that there. Let's get it a little closer for you guys. I don't want to pixelate the photo too much, but as you can see it here, this looks like that horizon line. And this looked to me like a step pyramid, like you have an opening up on the top here, and it looks like it comes down and so forth. But this thing is what, like I said, Chris has enhanced this photo, and this looks like some sort of a statue, or this very well may be a big structure that actually all looks connected, because you have a platform here, you have something that is a little darkened out over here. This thing looks like it goes straight up. It looks like it's got a top. It forks off this way, bang, 90-degree angle that way. Comes straight this way, bang, 90-degree angle this way. There's many structures in this photo that NASA doesn't want you to see. It's very hard to make heads or tails of this stuff, because the manipulation is done on so many different levels and so many different planes that you need to try to determine it, because these photos are manipulated. There is no question in my mind that these photos are manipulated. What they don't want us to see, possibly an alien city, possibly civilization on Mars, where we're led to believe there's nothing there. And that's what that area looked like to me. Now, from when I first started this photo, we started with a bunch of domes. But after the enhancements and you know, the way we enhance these photos, now each step that we take, we're bringing more out. We're bringing more out and bringing more out. And that's why we're bringing you guys these videos, to show you that there is something here that we're not being told. And you know, I'm grateful I got Chris here with us, because I mean, he's becoming somewhat of an expert at enhancing photos that I'm kind of getting jealous, right, Chris?
Well, here's the thing that, you know, here's the thing. Everybody gets to, you know, picks up skills from each of us. So, it just makes us better at it. I'm just dumbfounded by this, because here's the thing. Look at the way these look like actual structures. 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 or 5 little holes going in this right here. Something looks like it's square coming out of this. It looks like there's a bunch of little things, and we can't pull this out. I mean, there was nothing here to begin with, guys.
Right.
And this part is the one that looks the most congested to me. Again, it looks like that weird lookout tower kind of thing, and I'm not saying that's what it is, but look at the way this looks like it has structured walls. Exactly. It just comes down. It has this big squared off area right here with 2 things on top of it. It looks like another smaller, like graduated area, like a step up kind of thing, and there's 2 things standing up.
Amazing.
This may actually be, I don't know about you, but I think this is actually inverted in the background, and the front and the foreground.
I believe that 100%.
Is the real deal.
There is no doubt in my mind that they are working on that kind of level, and I do believe that.
So now what I'm going to do is, because like I said, I don't want to make this too long, but let me just jump into this right here. I'm going to do this right here, smooth it out for you. Now check this out. This is the actual, right now, this is the actual photo. In other words, non-inverted, just enhanced. And you can see, you go, wow, well, wait a minute. Why does it look like right here that this is the real deal with a squared off platform? And if you keep going along these right here, it looks like this all, again, there's that tower, different things coming down. But then when you do like the inversion kind of thing, it looks a little bit different. So now we have to determine which way is the real deal, and that's what's that's really puzzling to me. So here's the blue filter. With
NASA loves to mind F you guys, and you know what?
absolutely.
I say that in the most professional way because either which way you look at this photo, there is mass, there is structure here. Either which way you look at it, and that's where NASA is winning. Look at the photo now. Look at that space up there right now. It looks like a scene out of Armageddon or something. It looks like a disaster scene, and there's things on fire, and there's structures there. And that's where NASA is the expert. That's where they win in this case, because they are on so many different levels. They will invert these photos. They will lead you to believe that this is not the way to look at it. This is the way to look at it. And we're trained to seeing their manipulations, but that's like where the Mars team comes in. We try to knock out those layers and to bring you what they're really covering up, and that's what we're doing. Pretty
now,
much.
see, this is the inverted right here. Now, you can look in the right here and the left here and just see the structures and walls. Now, if I do this, go back, now this is the non-inverted. And you can still see what looks like structures and something else. Look at this, like a square, something coming out of that, something over here going over here. I don't know. I'm thinking it may be actually inverted. Now, look at this stuff here. I mean, this is just crazy. Look at all these, and you can still see stuff that's ghosted out because you really got to squeeze these pictures to find it and really enhance the hell out of these things to actually find what they're hiding. You can clearly see there was nothing here. And now you see nothing but shapes, sizes, different things going off in different directions. Now, watch this. I'm going to do this red here. I'm going to pop this and just check this out, guys. This is the non-inverted. This is the normal picture.
Enhanced
only
with color
enhanced,
edit.
right. And I'm just going to go across with this here. Now, keep in mind, we're probably seeing things in between these manipulations. But when you jump all the way to the left here, and I don't mean to make you guys seasick here, but when you jump over to here, it looks like just ruins of buildings and mountainsides or whatever here. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember I showed you right here? It looked like a, right here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It looks like 1, 2, 3. It looks like maybe 4 or 5 little circles.
It's really ridiculous. Yeah,
I mean, so really you go, okay, so which one is the real deal here? Because either way, 1, 2, 3, 4, it looks like a fifth right there. And look at, there's a bunch of them coming down. Now that you look at it, what the hell is it? It's clearly not just, you know, artifacts of the picture or JPEG artifacts. It's clearly some shapes in here.
Yeah, it has to be something.
I mean, I don't know. I just...
It's boggling. It boggles our minds, and that's why we bring you the videos. So this way you guys can get your hand in it as well. You guys can give us your take. You guys can let us know what you guys think. This is a Pathfinder image, guys. This is from the 70s. If, like I said before, if they're covering this amount of stuff in this photo, and this is from the 70s, can you imagine what they're holding back from us now?
I love it when we zoom out of this, because just look at that.
Yeah,
picture you standing right there next to this lander.
It's really impeccably done. The way, you know, you have to, you know, we keep bashing NASA, but they have some of the smartest people in the world over there, and they know exactly what they're doing. And guess what, guys? They take these landers and they pre-designate these spots where they put them.
Oh,
why
absolutely.
do you think why do you think they put them there?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously, if you're going to take $1 million billion rover and you're going to place it on a planet you've never stepped foot on before in your life, you think for 1 minute they're not going to pre-designate these rovers? They do it with all the rovers. They know where they're putting them. They know what is there, and we are trying to show you what is there, and that's the whole objective of our missions here on YouTube, is to show you what they're not showing you. And you may think it's bull, you know what I mean? But, you know, me, myself, Christian from the Olympus Sky, many of the others on YouTube, we're not doing this to pull your leg. We're doing this to bring you guys the truth. And it's just as simple as that.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to give you guys one last look at it. I love the way this looks, because if you were standing, like I said, I believe this is the lander.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter. Let's call it a rover lander. It doesn't matter. It costs X amount of thousands and millions of dollars to send this thing there. And this is the crap they're pulling. So you go, okay, nothing.
Look at that.
There's nothing there to see, guys. Now, pop this, boom.
Look at this. What is that? And, like, seriously, you guys can't sit there and tell us that we're manipulating these photos. You guys do the same thing that we do. You will find exactly what is there.
There's clearly things in the background here. There's no doubt in my mind. These are not simple. And I'm way back, guys. This is clearly not, you know, artifacts from JPEGing.
Absolutely not.
And, you know, like I said, I narrowed it down to get rid of any kind of BS or any kind of other crap that could be influence this picture. And this is what I come up with. Really docking up to find the finer details, and this is what I come out
That
with.
spot right there, Chris, that is the... I think that's the most amazing spot out of that whole photo right there.
Yeah, it just looks, to me, I don't know what it is. It looks like either concrete or smooth concrete or steel.
It has to be some sort of structure. You can tell the difference between JPEG artifacting and structure.
Oh, God, it's too smooth.
It's
just too smooth.
It is. And
it's
you
just
want
like,
to know,
even these have actual, look at, boom, boom, boom.
There's too many 90-degree angles.
There's just things here that just don't make any sense.
Yes. It looks too smooth. It looks like metal. Maybe it's a different metal we don't know about. Guys, this is Mars.
Look at this. 1, 2, I didn't even notice these.
It's ridiculous to imagine.
What does that? 1, 2, 3.
You know what? You look at these things, if you think about this was Earth, you would think this is a city complex. You would think this is a disaster area. You would think this is where a bomb just hit. You know what I mean? This is Mars, guys. This is a different planet. And to us, I think it's just truly spectacular that we can bring this content to you, because look at it. Look at the photo now. They want you to believe the background is blank. That is
exactly
so
right.
not the case.
They just want to just say, hey, you know what? There's nothing here to see. There's nothing there at all. And
pass this image up, go to the next, see if you could find something. But no, that's where we come in and say we're not letting this photo slide past us. And look what we do to this photo to bring you that you guys are getting the truth right now. There is structure, there is life out there, and it is present on Mars. I believe so, and I think that's our whole mission, to go ahead and show you that. So.
Anyway, guys, yeah, we didn't want to make it too long. I mean, this will be kind of long video, but the thing is, it's just like, I don't know. I get excited when we find things like this, and like I said, when he was on to his other one, the other picture where it showed clearly in the background, looked like a shape of a city, I was just like, whoa. And, of course, we knew this. I mean, we know they're hiding stuff. How do you have a blank sky?
Yeah.
I mean, even if you don't believe any of this, how do you have a blank sky? You're going to have either blue, red, something, anything, a sunrise, a moon.
Right.
Come on.
That's one thing that's going to set a flag off in your head. Before we set this video off, you guys got to notice, when you see a white background, that's a red flag for me. You got to adjust. You got to play with it, and I'm sure you will pull something out. And this is a Pathfinder image, and we're not going to go ahead and make this video too long. We're going to go ahead and close it off, and we're going to leave it up to you guys. So for the following words, I guess Chris will take it from here, and he'll end the video. And guys, I will see you guys in the next video. It's a pleasure doing work with Chris, and we hope to have more content for you guys. So go ahead, Chris, send them off, buddy.
Yeah, we have, like I said, we're trying to do more and more, get a hold of some of the more of these the team members, but a lot of them are busy, and I get that. I mean, there's just a lot of work in general, but I like the idea of having two minds, two sets of eyes, because...
Great minds and great eyes.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, what you want to do is you want to get different perspectives. And like I said, it's not about, to me, it's not about saying, well, you're wrong and I'm right and vice versa. It's about saying, hey, this is what I see. What do you think? And this is the reason why we wanted to do these, because not everybody sees. Both of our subs may say, well, I'm not seeing what he's saying in this picture. But you may agree with the other one. You may agree with the other guy. So, and that's what it's all about, guys. Just to bring these to you, give you both perspectives, and then you guys make your own decisions as usual.
There goes the kids. All right, and this is Team Mars collaboration. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Go ahead and smash that like button, and we will see you guys in the next video.
Later, guys. Ciao for now.